I hated school. Having to go to school was the first time I realised that I was different from other people. This was where I would start hearing the phrase, "You're quiet," although, as they were kids, they sounded more like, "You're quiet." I remember that even back then, I thought it was such a mindless thing to say. I was a bit confused why they kept saying it to me. In general, I just noticed that people were loud. They seemed adept at talking a lot of crap. It felt like they had talking crap lessons which I'd somehow missed out on. I can't say I learnt a great deal at school. However, I did learn that I just didn't feel comfortable being in a group of people. Even though I had friends outside of school who I felt comfortable with, there was something about being inside a closed room with a group of people which made me feel really uncomfortable. I felt better in a library, as this was a place where you had to be quiet. It was the socialising I disliked more than the subjects. So because of this, I became keen on not going to school. I tried every trick in the book to try and fool my mum into thinking I was ill. One of the not so very good tricks was to put talcum powder on my face in order to trick my mum I was pale, and therefore ill. Unsurprisingly, she didn't fall for that one. When people ask what I was good at in school, my answer is truancy. We used to call it mitching off where I lived. I think this must have been something only people in my area said, because since then, when I've used the phrase to other people, they haven't quite understood what I meant. So, has anyone else out there heard of the phrase mitching or mitching off? Having a sort of knack for drawing, I noticed I could forge a sick note. I got so good at it, other kids would ask me to forge their parents' writing and signatures for their own sick notes. I didn't charge for it. All I asked was that they made me a nice cup of tea. Well, we are British, and of course playing truant at other people's houses meant we got through a hell of a lot of tea. Sometimes we couldn't go round to other people's houses, we just had to go outside somewhere. And sometimes I didn't have anyone else to mitch off with, so I would have to do it alone. So I've got memories of sitting in the bushes with nothing else to do but doodle over the covers of my exercise books. Sometimes in the freezing cold. I got into trouble with my teachers for doing this, who called it graffitiing my books. That just made it sound cooler to me. Needless to say, I didn't get very good grades or anything, so that made me an ideal candidate for art college, where I somehow managed to get into on the strength of my portfolio. Art college was better than school, obviously, because I could just draw all day, but I still had the same problem of being a socially awkward misfit in a group of people. Anyway, I somehow ended up with a piece of paper, otherwise known as a degree, in animation. And as you can tell, I'm putting it to great use with such animation skills as this. Yeah, can you believe that? I've actually got a degree in animation, and here I am doing crap like this. Anyway, one good thing about studying is that on one of my projects, I decided to make a comic about my crap life, and I called that comic My Crap Life. Then I realised Socially Awkward Misfit might be a bit better, so I called it that.